All right, we are live. Happy Juneteenth, everybody. Make sure to smash up that like button before you leave. Right now, I have exactly 0 viewers. So this is shows how popular I am. Oh well, the show must go on. It's Juneteenth, and to celebrate Juneteenth, I have my celebrate diversity T-shirt on. So Juneteenth, new federal holiday. So stock market closed today. So it's real proper federal holiday. Banks closed, so you can't go get your reparations money, and stock market closed. So which is good, but because it keeps the market from tanking, which we all know it's going to do. Man, this was like, what a week. Okay, now we got somebody. I got a stream sniper or a Fed. If you're a Fed, you're probably earning double overtime working on this holiday watching me. So I really expect some really good Fed stuff from you if you're a Fed. If you're just everyday, just a lurker, don't want to go in the chat, that's fine. But if you actually if you are a Fed and I pay your salary, I expect, just understand you're underperforming. You're really and truly underperforming. Anyway, to the one viewer, Fed, bot, stream sniper, whoever you are, whatever you are, welcome to the show. The title of tonight's show down here, Pure and Uncut. And this is what we always try to be. We always try to be pure and uncut on the Exempt Human Specimen channel. Try not to pull too many punches. Not do something stupid and get like use wrong language, you get the channel canceled. But to be as pure and uncut as we could possibly be. So there's a couple things I wanted to do. One thing from last week. This was let me put this up first, because this regards the show in general and a bunch of other stuff that we all have. Well, I have to contend with at any rate. Okay, so there's I always tell people to comment, and sometimes people comment, don't. But last stream I did, I got a couple of comments, and I replied to them, and then people are saying I can't see the replies. So let's see how quick this one comes up. So this is just a screenshot of the comments on the last stream I did, and we got Trad Dad and Pigger. So let's make that full size. So what are they saying? I'm always talking about Bitcoin. So what they're saying is, Trad Dad said, I told everyone to liquidate crypto. I told everyone Uncle Sandberg would be co-opting it soon. Federal Reserve 2.0 incoming. So let me deal with that first. The Federal Reserve is not ready with the digital dollar. They are nowhere near ready. They're not. They are years and years and years away. They are years away. And in terms of co-opting crypto, you're too vague. Traditional Wall Street is going to become crypto as traditional Wall Street dies this time, and then it will be reborn as crypto Wall Street for the millennials, and the old stock certificates, bond trader, boomer stuff will be forgotten. So will the Federal Reserve 2.0? I don't know what that means. There's only one Federal Reserve. They're not going to reincarnate themselves. They're going to struggle, but it doesn't matter because they are the most powerful economic entity on the planet at the moment. Below that was another comment by Pigger. He writes, so we should have bought Bitcoin at 60,000 and we should now buy Bitcoin at 20,000. So I guess we should also buy Bitcoin when it goes down to 2,000. Yes, Pigger. Yes. The exchange rate for Bitcoin does not affect the value of Bitcoin. The exchange rate for Bitcoin does not change the hyperinflation that is coming. We're already dealing with high inflation. When we get to hyperinflation, it won't matter if you bought Bitcoin at 60,000 or 50,000 or 20,000. You should just be accumulating Bitcoin as much as you can at whatever price. The purpose is to accumulate Bitcoin, not US dollars or anything denominated in US dollars. I don't know how much clearer I can make that. I think I make that very clear, but sometimes I don't know. Maybe I don't. I don't quite make my point known, and I don't know why. Because I think I speak a plain English. I think I speak in English pretty good, but where let's see here. What I've decided to do as a as a nod, as me bending my knee to the current zeitgeist, the current the cultural norms. I, being a white man, nothing I say could possibly matter or have any meaning or any truth or gravitas to it. So what I've done is I've hired a Negro spokesman. I have a Negro spokesman who will deliver my point to Pigger and to anyone else, because apparently everything I've said for the last 2 years is somehow not clear or is not correctly defined. So let me introduce you now to the Negro spokesman for the Exempt Human Specimen Channel. You might know this guy is a famous guy. I don't know what his name is. He's just famous black dude. He was on TV for a long time as a drug dealer, which is a good role for black guys. But he was the intellectual super drug dealer, is what he was. From the TV show Breaking Bad, where the white school teacher made methamphetamine, and this was, I don't know, one of his business partners. So since my delivering my message doesn't work, I'm having my Negro spokesman now deliver my message. So what does the meme say? It's Negro spokesman, very well dressed, much better dressed than I am, with his John Lennon glasses and his nice suit. And meme says, "You came into crypto to get rich quick. I exchanged my fiat for Bitcoin to escape a corrupt system. We are not the same." So I'm going to leave Black Dude up there for a while so you can contemplate that, because if you are melanin challenged, like I am, you know what I mean? Because Juneteenth, in honor of Juneteenth, we got to have a black spokesperson to deliver the message. In honor of Juneteenth, we will give extra time to our melanin enriched superiors. He will deliver this message. Apparently, everything I've said the last 2 years did not get the message across. So there it is. You came to get rich. I came to escape a slave matrix. We are not the same. We simply are not the same. And if if you're expecting me to see the world your way because the price of Bitcoin went up or down, you, sir, or madam, are living on something I like to call super copium. I like to call this super copium. A lot of you are thinking, well, James, I think you're living on super copium right now. I think you're saying things that you wish were true, but are not provably true. This is, by the way, what you look like when you're on super copium. Let's see if we can get my man Pepe up there. For everyone who bought Bitcoin at $69,000 or $50,000 or $42,000 that was hoping to get rich quick, this is where you are right now. This is where you are watching, you're hooked up with the mask to the super copium, and you got it maxed out totally and completely. Sucking down that copium is actually as hard as you possibly can. Stop that. I hit stop sharing and it continues. What is going on, bro? What happened? All right, I think we're back. Uh, I don't know. I try to improve things and I ended up fucking things up. Anyway, super copium. Like I said, you thought you were going to get rich and didn't work out for you. So, like, what are you going to do about this? You can, I don't know. You can buy gold, I suppose, but I wouldn't suggest buying gold because there's been a quick, unusual development in the gold markets, in the precious metal markets. I don't know if you saw it. This was, I laughed so hard when I saw this. This was like literally Peter Schiff must be on suicide watch. Peter Schiff's a famous gold bug. The thing about Bitcoiners and gold bugs, we see a lot of the same problems in the world. We just come to a very different conclusion about what the solution is. But from the land of Idi Amin, Uganda in Africa, Uganda has discovered 31 million tons of gold deposits worth $12.8 trillion. That's trillion with a T. This was from June 11th of 2022. This story's popped up in a couple of different places. Understand that right now the entire world market for gold is like 11.2 trillion. So literally the amount of gold on this planet that we know exists, if this story is true, has doubled. So the price of your gold just got cut in half because there's twice as much gold. And I'm guessing that they're going to be looking even harder throughout Uganda for even more of this. But yeah, gold bugs kind of BTFO'd. They're always going to find more of that, or it's going to fall out of the sky in an asteroid, or somebody's going to stick a shovel in the dirt in Africa and find a gigantic lump of it. And then once again, you are sitting with your box of shiny metal, hoping that someday something's going to happen, and you will be hitting on that super copium pretty fucking hard, harder than any Bitcoiner hits on copium. So, all right, man, I keep thinking there's nothing for me to talk about, and then everything. Okay, so let's talk about the end of Bitcoin. I love this. This is from Virgil Doc Purple Heart. Welcome to the show, sir. Welcome to the show. I know I started a little late today. It was like a disaster. I was drove to Providence, Rhode Island yesterday, which was a trip, but they had me stop at LaGuardia first, and LaGuardia turned out to be a nightmare. And I didn't get to Providence till 10:30 at night, and I didn't get home till like 3:30 in the morning. Then the first thing, as soon as I woke up, Judas Fly Chai, based Persian Muslim guy, welcome to the show. I got home 3:30 in the morning. As soon as I woke up, turned on my phone, my dentist calls like, "Are you coming to your appointment?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" I didn't know we had an appointment today. So I had to reschedule that for Wednesday. So I'm all like discombobulated. Just getting home too late and not managing my time as well as I could. So this is a great story from what was it, like 2011, January 2011. So you see that blue line that goes across from the screen from left to right, and the headline. So that's the end of Bitcoin. This was in 2011, and Bitcoin at the time, that line is like at about the $15 mark. And then when Bitcoin was trading at $15, it dropped from $15 down to like $1. You know what I mean? And that was it. Bitcoin was dead. That was probably like only the 75th time they said Bitcoin was dead. We all know that Bitcoin did not die at $15 or $1, and Bitcoin is in fact still alive. Huge developments with this, and what's going to happen? I think I got a moderately good idea. A moderately good idea of what's going to happen. tomorrow is Tuesday, June 21st, and this is going to happen. Where is it? Oh man, I gotta find. I gotta find so much stuff here. This is probably the most important story of the next couple of years. A lot of people in Bitcoin, whether it's pothead Bitcoin or it's in Bitcoin or whatever, they keep thinking, hey, once the markets get here, once the institutions get here, once this thing starts getting publicly traded, we're all going to be snorting cocaine out of a supermodel's ass crack and driving Lamborghinis. They don't have my worldview about the small hats and the control of international finance. So, and because they don't recognize the importance of this. And this is critically important. The Securities and Exchange Commission has authorized a company called ProShares to release an exchange-traded fund allowing investors to short Bitcoin, enabling conditions for institutions to legally bet against the asset. So short selling, if you don't know, and you should know, short selling is selling something you don't have and then buying it back at a lower price, and that's the profit. Going long is buying something so that you do possess it and then later selling it. So shorting is the opposite. You have to do it in the reverse order. In order to short, you have to sell first and then buy later. In order to go long, you have to buy first and then sell later. So you say, well, what's the big deal? Someone can short Bitcoin. They do it all the time in the stock market. You can short stocks. You can buy put options. You can buy call options. What's the big deal? Well, the big deal is there is no way to long ETF Bitcoin futures. You heard that correctly. The only thing that an institution can do is short sell Bitcoin. The regular Bitcoin ETF that any Joe, Tom, Dick, and Harry could invest in because they wanted to go long, to buy low and sell high, you're not allowed to do that. You're only allowed to sell high and buy low. You are only legally allowed to sell or short sell Bitcoin. This is controlled by the Securities and Exchange Commission. So literally the government of the United States is only allowing institutions, and that is mutual funds, that's insured, that's dark pools of money, that's all of Wall Street, that's hedge funds. You can only short Bitcoin, which means the price of Bitcoin is going down, not quite as harsh as the previous screen share. It's not going from 15 to 1 overnight, but it's going to be going down because the institutions will be shorting Bitcoin and shorting Bitcoin and shorting Bitcoin. And why are they doing that? Because they want you to sell your Bitcoin so they can buy it and they can keep it. But if this isn't enough evidence, and for some people it won't be, that they are fighting us and they're not fighting you. The SEC approves a Bitcoin short ETF, but not a Bitcoin long ETF. Does it get any more obvious? Like, how much more evidence do you need? The only thing that they authorize as legal is short selling Bitcoin. What do you suspect they're going to do next, right? Last week, the Treasury Secretary said Bitcoin is risky. This week, they approve an ETF to short sell Bitcoin. Wow, there's a fucking head scratcher. What do you think will happen next, Sherlock? We know what's going to happen next. So as the stock market crashes, like I said, it's likely to do, and it has been doing the last few weeks. If the stock market declines 80 or 90%, will Bitcoin decline 80 or 90%? I don't know, maybe. So could it go from 69,000 to 6,900? If it does, that's a gift to me. I would be fucking, and if it could stay down there for like 2 years, that would be great for me. Unironically, I want to rebuild my position. But for those of you who thought you were going to get rich quick it's going to be a torture for you, and you're going to be whatever. You're going to run out of copium, and eventually you're going to sell, and you're going to sell your Bitcoin to Larry Fink at BlackRock or whoever the dude is that runs fucking Vanguard or Goldman Sachs or J.P. Morgan, and they're going to get rich, and you're going to have fun staying poor. And that is the way it's going to be. Well, everything else goes to shit. It's very interesting that what do we got? Oh man, there's so much. There's so much. I cannot keep up with it. Cannot keep up with it. Here's a quote from our buddy, our pal. He's not our buddy. He's not our pal. Jerome Powell, member of the tribe and chairman of the Federal Reserve Corporation of America, the private bank, which is not federal and has no reserves. Although its business is printing money and loaning it to the U.S. government, and the U.S. government pays the Federal Reserve back in interest, and they get that from taxing you. Just in, Fed Chairman Powell, rapid changes are taking place in the global monetary system that may affect the international role of the dollar. This was a few days ago, 17 June 2022. Below that, there's a couple two responses. First one is like, hold Bitcoin in wallet, not exchanges. It says Bitcoin, and then Fed disrespecter Becca, who's this crazy red-haired pothead girl from Canada. She also just writes Bitcoin. So the Fed signaling that it's all going to come crashing down to anyone not smart enough to understand that it's all going to come crashing down. Seamus Crawford, Lamau. I lost money buying BTC, but I was actually good. I've never heard that one before. I haven't lost any money because I haven't sold. You only lose money when you sell. You only lose money when you sell. But Seamus Crawford, you are guaranteed to lose money to inflation. If you believe that inflation is only 8.5%, I'll see you at the gas pump, bro. You look at that gas pump and you go, it's only 8.5%. When you go to the supermarket, just go, it's only 8.5%. When your kid cries, why can't I have this on Christmas? You go, listen, 8.5%. You tell them that. You believe the government tells you that it's only 8.5% inflation and they're going to get it under control. And I'll see you next year. You know what I mean? And we'll have a good laugh of how you only lost 8.5% in a year by being whatever genius you think you are. So what else? This is another one. This is like they just you got to think like they're trolling us, like they're completely fucking like it's not really coordinated, but they all have lunch together. They all go to the same restaurants and stuff. They all go vacation to the same places. Like, can you not get the story straight? Like this one is fucking hilarious. Bloomberg Energy, tweets, a severe climate shock in the next 50 years will wreak havoc on the global economy and upend currency markets as we know them, according to a study by Barclays. Well, listen, Barclays, Seamus Crawford in my chat says Bitcoin is shit and he's going to hang on to his dollars. So he's obviously smarter than you and smarter than the climate change. And I particularly like that they're just showing dust. Like you see the tractors it's just plowing up dust. You know what I mean? It's like, it's the Dust Bowl of the 30s, the Super Depression. That's the image they chose. And if you think that they chose that image by accident at random, you are very, very, very naive. They are getting ready to fuck you over, and you're laughing at Bitcoiners. Okay, cool. You know what I mean? That you enjoy your laughter. You ain't change. Certainly, it's not going to change anything in my worldview. Will not change anything in my worldview or another worldview. This was a great tweet by our man in the artistic community, who was actually retweeted by a normie Republican dude that I follow on Twitter. I was very surprised that he retweeted this. I was very, very surprised that he retweeted this. But this is our worldview. Seamus Crawford, yeah, if you sell your worthless BTC, then you never realize your mega losses. That's a joke. I hope it is. Whatever. Okay. So what do we got? We got a dude in a cowboy hat, and he's making a painting. You can see the painting is orange, and the painting is a building that's on fire. And in front of that building, just underneath the flames, are a gallows and a group of people around the gallows. Well, this large building is on fire, and this comes to us from Muna Kitty at Muna Kitty on Twitter. Dude casually painting the Federal Reserve in flames with gallows while in front of the Federal Reserve. This is how you do art, homie. You ain't lying. Also, notice his T-shirt right over his left chesticle, his left chest pectoral muscle, the Bitcoin logo. This is who we are. This is what we do. And if you look in the background, over his elbow, right, just over his elbow, the actual Federal Reserve building sits there. So this guy is down there in DC, and he's painting this every day. That's how seriously we are. That's the level of our intention. And you can survive on YouTube Snark. I hope it buys a lot of groceries for you. I hope YouTube Snark buys you a lots of groceries, because you, sir, will need them. Where's the grocery store? I gotta. Here's a great grocery story. Here's a great grocery story for you, for my friends in the Seamus Crawford. No, I hope you're not related to Cindy Crawford, because I like Cindy Crawford. I used to like her in the 80s. Mole, even with the mole, she was crazy hot. Back in the day, the first proper supermodel, I think. I don't know. This is from Chicago, beautiful Chicago, second largest city in the United States. Closed without notice. An Aldi in Auburn Gresham shuts down abruptly last week. Frustrated neighbors tell me. The company cites repeated burglaries and declining sales. Details on another blow to the Southside community at 4:30 CBS Chicago. Supermarkets have a very thin profit margin. It's like 8 to 12%. When people steal from supermarkets, they really can't absorb that. They don't have enough profit to absorb that. They hire security, which is usually black dudes, and then the black dudes just let their friends steal whatever the fuck they want. I have seen in many cases black guys walking chicks out of supermarkets, and the woman's obviously shoplifting, and they walk her to her car while she unloads her shit into the car, and then they like fist bumping, they don't fist bump, but and walk away. So when the security you hire is the one helping you get robbed, well, you ain't going to stay in business too long, and eventually no one gets any food. This is it's slow motion rioting. It's not a riot where you go in and rip everything out all at once. This is slow motion rioting, and it's even worse than the than the fast motion rioting, because fast motion rioting, you could apply for federal emergency funds, or maybe the insurance company has terrorism insurance or something, and you could at least stay in business for a little longer. But this slow motion drip, 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 steal every day, steal every day, steal every day, steal every day. Eventually, you can't keep the doors open anymore. And that's going to happen everywhere, especially as the money stops working. As the money stops working, that is definitely going to happen. Where's my buddies? No, too far, James. You've gone too far. Is this one? What is this? No, I don't want that one. Show that one later. Blah blah blah. No. Is it this one? I can't even. I keep making all these crazy. No, I'll show that in a minute. I'll show that in a minute. Show that in a minute. Fuck. Oh God, this sucks. Now I have lost my super cool. Well, all right, I'll do this one. This is not the one I wanted to do, but it isn't the screen share you need, but it's the screen share you deserve. But it doesn't fit. It doesn't dovetail perfectly, but it fits more or less with the previous screen share. There we go. What do we have? We have I don't know what you would call them. A pod. I don't know if it's a pod of whatever of she-boons. Hundreds of black women in Georgia will get $850 per month in guaranteed income. Okay, so that is straight up reparations. That's in addition to welfare. That's in addition to Section 8. That's in addition to SNAP, EBT, utility company fucking programs to give them cheap electricity, the donations that they get from every charity organization, and they're going to get $850 of taxpayer money every fucking month just to sit around and make more, give birth to more rapists and murderers and thieves so they can go in and loot your fucking local Aldi supermarket. So you have to drive further away and live around even more feral psychopaths. As the quality of your life goes down and down and down, but at least, God bless, you don't have Bitcoin, right? At least you avoided that fucking mistake. So that this is going to happen more and more. And I've seen these stupid these wannabe, what's that dude on fucking Twitter? Orrin McIntyre. Oh, there'll never be direct reparations. There already are reparations. All these federal programs are reparations. Reparations is, listen, it's never what they say it is. It's always a bullshit story to convince you it's something else, right? So the welfare is reparations, and all that really is stealing money from people who produce it and giving it to those who don't produce it, right? Certainly there's a racial component here, but pretending that giving $850 a month to these fucking monstrosities is somehow good or is bad for Bitcoin. No, you don't, motherfucker. You don't understand economics at fucking all, like at all. This is very close to whatchamacallit. It's very close to universal basic income. And if you think universal basic income is not going to be good for everything that isn't U.S. dollar denominated, you're wrong. Okay, there's that one. Oh shit. Okay, here. Well, so I'll put this one up. This is the difference between my worldview and your worldview, because we have people in Congress working for us. And we didn't even ask them. The CEO of Bitcoin didn't even. This I particularly like because, remember, this is with no advocacy, but there's no corporate governance. We don't have a lobbying group. This is just the fact that 14 members of Congress sent a letter to the EPA, the Environmental Protection Agency, about the benefits of Bitcoin and proof of work mining. So we didn't even ask. I didn't ask my congressman. I don't know who those 14 members of Congress are. Also, there's a couple in the Senate. There's Cynthia Lummis of Wyoming is a Bitcoiner. She received Bitcoin as a gift. I think she got 3 of them as a gift, and she bought one on her own. And she bought it like $50K. And she wrote the new Bitcoin law, that the Bitcoin bill that just went through Congress. Her and that one from New York State. It was like giving over the chicks. But we have representation in Congress, and you don't. Seamus Crawford, give the money to an attractive race. You don't understand how this is supposed to work. This is supposed to make sure that no one ever collects enough wealth together to ever challenge the elites. Ever, ever, ever. That is the purpose of this. The purpose of government is to keep the elites elite and to keep everyone else down. That is the purpose. That is why they will make any law under any fucking circumstance for any fucking reason and say the dumbest bullshit ever. And it will cost you money. It will not cost others money. Even while certain things. So let's talk about our friend in the elites. Let's talk about Elon. Talk about Elon Musk. Elon Musk, richest man in the world, blah, blah, blah. Dogecoin. He told everyone to buy Dogecoin when it was 75 cents. And Dogecoin, I think, is something like 6 cents now. I think it's 6. It might be even lower. This guy's a Twitter follower. His name is Safedian. He's a Lebanese dude. And he says that Bitcoin protected his family from hyperinflation in Lebanon, and Lebanon is experiencing hyperinflation. Lebanon, Syria getting bombed on a fucking daily by the small hats, by the Israelis, and that's that. So Elon Musk, the tweet is unavailable, but Elon Musk said he still believes in Dogecoin, and he still supports Dogecoin. And Safety is just fucking calling him straight out. He said that's adorable, but unless you buy most of the new Dogecoin being mined, the price will continue to drop. And so you've promoted an inevitably dying inflationary shitcoin to millions of easily impressionable people worldwide. That's what Elon Musk did. He fucking rug pulled you. And very few people will call him out. Everyone wants to throw themselves at their feet because he vaguely mumbles something about the Second Amendment. He vaguely mumbles something about the First Amendment. But it's all a fucking puppet show, and he's playing his role. But there are a few people, and only Bitcoin people, willing to call these guys out. The rest of you, you don't have an argument. You know what I mean? You have no argument, and I don't know. I'm not even sure what your criticism is. You don't even know what your fucking criticism is. Here, and here's why Elon Musk is fake as fuck. And he works for those people who rule the world, and the world is about to change in ways where America goes down and China goes up. America goes down, China goes up. This is it's inevitable. Whether it's planned or it's not planned, I don't know, but it's inevitable. So this one from Isaac Stonefish, I think he's a Jewish dude. How do we know that Elon Musk is beholden to Beijing? In 3 easy steps. 1, imagine something like this happened in the U.S. 2, imagine Musk's response criticizing U.S. national or local governments. 3, now watch how quiet Musk is instead. So what is the story? From Reuters.com, China's Baidu district to bar Tesla cars from driving in July for 2 months before some big meeting of the Chinese government. So the Chinese government is going to meet and have a conference, and no Tesla cars are allowed to drive in the city for a month before or a month after. Now, does China consider Tesla cars spy platforms? Do they think that the lithium batteries are going to blow up? Who fucking knows? But China makes the rules, and guess what? Elon Musk is going to shut off all the fucking Tesla cars anywhere near that fucking city. He's going to do exactly what the government of Beijing says, exactly when they say it. Because without China, there is no Tesla, there's no electric anything. All this phony fucking green bullshit is extremely dependent on Chinese slave labor. Just like solar panels, this is all fake as fuck. Green energy is red communism. So, and if you don't think that, if you think that, well, that's not really anything, well, here's one. This shows you what the future is going to look like, how psychotic, how suicidal the fucking, the people who run our country are. Absolutely sui-fucking-cidal. Remember, kids, America's not dying. America's being killed. And the people who are doing the murder have names and addresses. Just saying. So, breaking news, Financial Juice, at Financial Juice, one, senators offer a bill to electrify the U.S. military vehicle fleet. Yeah, you heard that right. Every Humvee, every tank, every truck is going to be, Tesla powered, right? And the first response is someone whose screen name is Feed the Collapse. Something of an accelerationist, I would think. The guy tweets, the bill also mandates a fabulous color scheme for all the newly electrified military vehicles. Can you fucking imagine? I don't even know how you get a fucking M1 Abrams to be electrically powered. I don't how that even happens, or even one of those trucks, or for that matter, a Humvee, like a Humvee with armor, with the 50 cal on top and all that shit. Yeah, no, I don't think so. But this is already one bill has been offered. Why? Because this green initiative is just a global con to suck every dollar of fucking value out of the United States. Now, these are the dollars that Seamus fucking is going to be hanging on to. While he laughs at me and my Bitcoin, Seamus Crawford going to be laughing at me. Ooh, stop sharing. I'm showing all my secrets behind the scenes. Oh, no. Showing my secret behind the scenes emails. Seamus Crawford's going to be laughing at me while he's paying for the fucking electric Hummer to try and cross the fucking the Gobi fucking desert. You know what I mean? With the dude's holding up a solar panel like some fucking transgender fucking soldier holding up a solar panel trying to recharge the fucking Humvee going across the fucking Gobi desert while fucking Chinese special forces drop fucking mortars. You know what I mean? Like on them, like 1,000 fucking flowers in a fucking victory parade. Yeah, good luck, man. No, you go with that. Seamus, you go with that electric future. Because remember, inflation's only 8%. It's only 8.5%, and they've got this under control. 100%, they got this under control. You can trust the small hats. Oh, here we go. This is what I wanted to show before. This fits in with the supermarket thing. And I've mentioned this. You aren't going to be able to actually get the stuff. There's going to be like a screening process for you to get into and out of places. And it's going to involve your smartphone and digital ID, or you will not be allowed in the building, right? That way you can't, anything you shoplift from the supermarket, it's going to be all recorded on your phone, and they're going to take it out of your universal basic income. Or if you have a fucking job, they'll take it out of your central bank master account or whatever the fuck they get going. Once they get it going, but they are many years away from that in terms of digital U.S. dollar. So the story from New York Post, and I love this. I fucking love this. This is counterfeit Hennessy. You know what I mean? So in Houston, two men steal $4,200 worth of liquor that turns out to be a cheap decoy. So these two men are obviously in preparation for Juneteenth, although it was a little early. They were doing this on June 12th of this year, but they're trying to beat the Juneteenth rush. So they went in to steal $4,200 worth of booze, and what they got instead was, I don't know, sugar water or whatever. And you say, oh, that's just a liquor store in the hood, blah, 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 blah. That won't happen where I live. Oh, yes, it fucking will. Oh, yes, it will. Ain't going to happen tomorrow, but it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Why is that, James? Why is that? Well, here's one clue. Here's a clue. Again, I love Chicago stories. God, I love Chicago stories. Chicago, America's second largest city. I think the population's something like 2.7, 2.9 million people. Pigger, welcome to the show. Mentioned you earlier. You're going to have to rewind and go back. See when I talked about you, screen shares, all kinds of things. You're going to be a social media star, young man. a social media star. From our friends at CWB Chicago, this is more important than you think. Half of the murder cases in Chicago police cleared last year did not result in charges, often because prosecutors declined to pursue the matter. We decided to learn more about some homicides CPD cleared without charging. So now the Chicago homicide clearance rate, to clear a case, what that means is Dindu number one kills Dindu number two. Then the police come by and they look at Dindu number two. They look at his associations. They look at the local video or whatever. They decide that Dindu number one is a suspect. They gather enough evidence to charge Dindu number one with the murder. And once the Dindu number one is charged with the murder, the case is considered cleared. That is to say, from the point of the police, the murder has been solved. Okay? The case has been cleared. All right. Here's the thing. In Chicago, only about 3 out of every 10 murders is cleared. So 10 dead bodies, the police only solve 3 of them. Now, the reality is, of course, these guys are shooting each other and they're in and out of jail all the time. So it's a little tough to track this, but understand the CPD has a clearance rate of 30% and sometimes lower. So of the 3 homicides that they actually managed to fucking solve, only 1.5 ends up being charged. The district attorney throws out half the cases. So you got all them files on the desk, literally throw half those files in the trash, and then only spend time on the other half. So your chances of getting away with murder in the city of Chicago are really, really, really fucking good. And I mean like really fucking good. Because even if they get you, maybe the fucking DA says, you know what, this file's too thick, throw it away. Jonathan Pohl, welcome to the show. He has a job. Congratulations, sir. Welcome to the taxpayer America. You will be giving $850 a week to obese black women in Georgia as a part of your reparations duty for your white privilege. Hopefully, unlike the Aldi supermarket in Chicago, wherever you work will not go out of business due to shrinkage for shoplifters. Call it shrinkage. Okay. So that's that. Okay. Is this the other one? Yeah, this one, I meant to show this last week, but this is just as good. It's just as good. It's a story from October of 2019. And you think, well, really something that old? But it shows something really, really, really important on the tight end to something more timely from our hardworking friends south of the border. This is from Lord Dianexis. On October 17th, 2019, the Mexican police accidentally captured the son of El Chapo Guzman. By the day's end, the end of that day, the cartels had taken over the city, defeated the Mexican army, kidnapped several politicians' families, and the country of Mexico admitted defeat by releasing El Chapo Guzman's son. So arrest the wrong dude, your city's going to burn. If you think that's only George Floyd, now mind you, the George Floyd thing was, hidden hand, the government doing it itself. But this is the real government of Mexico, the cartels. They're doing the hard work of releasing the sons of drug kingpins that Americans just won't do. But there's more hard work. There's so much more that our friends from Mexico do. And where's that? Where's that one? Oh, come on. Da. Where was it? this is fucked up. This is the problem is when I have too much shit to fucking show. That's the problem. Way too much. Way too much. Who's this? The fuck am I even writing? No, I don't care about that. Solana. No. Oh, I showed that already. Oh, that's fucked up. Stand by. I'm getting lost in my dozens and dozens and hundreds of emails. Nope. Still not that one. Fuck. All right, never mind. We'll go back to the political stuff because it's fun. This one may be my favorite Twitter story of the week. You want to talk about winning? You want to talk about things going our way? About how crazy online shit is spilling over into the normie world? This is like tweet of the week, without doubt. Tweet of the week. Okay. Let's make that a little bigger. From Mediaite, breaking: Dan Crenshaw, he's a congressman from Texas, a former U.S. Navy SEAL who lost an eye in Afghanistan or something like that. His name is Dan Crenshaw. It says, breaking: Dan Crenshaw and staff physically assaulted by right-wing attackers shouting, "Eye Patch McCain." Now, Eye Patch McCain is an extreme right-wing slur against Dan Crenshaw. But yeah, so you got real right-wingers or people who are at least actively opposed to communism shouting "Eye Patch McCain," and that's a straight up fucking meme from I don't know who came up with that first, but that is absolutely fucking hilarious that they're chasing this prick down the fucking hallway shouting "Eye Patch McCain." And that means that the politics is getting way more extreme, like way more extreme. And this is the funny part, but there's going to be some not some funny shit coming down the road. But this shows how much things are changing. You know what I mean? That would not have happened. That would not have happened otherwise. But we're going to go from this is that. Battle Beagle, who I really consider like half a deep state account, but this is what they've replaced, like your Thomas Jefferson statue or your Robert E. Lee statue. This is what they fucking replaced it with. Just in time for Juneteenth. So. Battle Beagle. So what does he write? The deeper meaning here is a black clenched fist shaking in anger at Greco-Roman architecture / Western culture. And that is absolutely 100% true. That is completely true. It's about using Negroes to destroy Western civilization. One way or another, they're going to bleed you out by giving free money to overweight women in Georgia, or let every retail store that sells food close around you, and then you have to deal with these people. And they will put in your public places, in the center of your cities, icons like a hair pick for you to worship. And if you don't worship it, Whitey, your ass going to get beat down pretty fucking hard. You racist. How racist are you? How about, let's see. No. How about this? This isn't really racism. But there's a certain segment of this audience, maybe the stream snipers, maybe some others, who will particularly enjoy this in a very twisted way. Although, this kind of ends qualified immunity, if you know what qualified immunity is. from the middle of the country, from Cleveland, Ohio, Heartland, Ohio. Literally, you cannot win the White House as a Republican without winning Ohio. From Adam Credo, just in, Cleveland Officer of the Year, under investigation for anti-Semitic, pro-Hitler tweets. Decorated cop hailed, quote, Hitler the Great threatened Jews with violence. This is from Canary Mission, which is a secretive organization that is dedicated to rooting out anti-Semitism everywhere, which basically means they sit and wait from a fucking email to come from the ADL after the ADL tells the FBI to fucking look to violate people's privacy without a warrant. But it looks like the dude in the middle, the bald-headed white guy, apparently was practicing free speech in his off time, and now his career will certainly be ruined. And who knows, there may actually even be charges. So you really, really need to really rethink just what you post online and what it is you could lose by that. Here's one. This was an This was actually a fucking advertisement. You know what I mean? This was an advertisement, but I had a certain feeling. My spidey sense. I don't actually have spidey sense. My spidey sense was tingling as I scroll past the shit. Because sometimes I'm scrolling past stuff while I'm at a red light and I don't have a really long time to look at the screen. So I'll just do like a quick screenshot and then I look at it later. But I circled the account. It's Kate Kreetz, Kretz, at Kreetz for Art, and it looks like a red-haired female. Anyway, what did she tweet? Well, again, this is a promoted tweet. While making my MAGA hat series, I wanted to address what does make America great. In this 550-hour, 5x9 foot project, I ripped out the stars of white supremacy to hand embroider stars to represent all Americans. America diversity flag, Juneteenth with the Black Power fist, Black Lives Matter with the three little black fists, and melanin scale. So the white stars of white supremacy have been removed from the American flag and replaced with stars of color or whatever the fuck. And this was part of, I don't know, this was an actual promoted tweet. So this is some Jew broad, right? Who got God knows how much federal money to get somebody in Thailand or China to make that fucking thing for 15 cents an hour, and then she promotes it as her own art. Fuck. So you think that's going away? You think you're going to fix that? No, you ain't fixing it. That's what you're not fixing. You are not fixing that. What are you going to get? Where's what is this? I didn't care about that. Don't even care about that. Okay, so back to Bitcoin and how Seamus Crawford is absolutely sure that I'm completely fucking retarded about this. And he knows everything there is to know. Okay. All right, Seamus, I'm sure you're a big fan of Vladimir, the strongman Putin, everything Russian. Fucking based Russians kicking the shit out of those not based Ukrainians. This is a great victory for whatever the fuck you think it's a great victory of. But in another development, Gazprom neft, the third largest oil producer in Russia, and I believe the largest publicly traded oil company on the planet, is partnering with Swiss-based Bitcoin mining company BitRiver to mine Bitcoin with excess resources. So the same like Exxon, like Marathon Oil or Marathon Digital now, the flare gas, the excess natural gas that is released from drilling oil and pumping oil, which is usually just burned off in America, is used, and now with Exxon around the world, in Argentina, Germany, and some other place, Paraguay, being used to mine Bitcoin. And guess what? Russia has bent the knee as well. Russia, who is not part of this climate change thing, who's against the green agenda, not because it's stupid or it's corrupt, just because they're not going to benefit from it. But guess what? Gazprom, they're going to be mining Bitcoin using flare gas, just like Exxon, just like Marathon Digital. What a fucking coincidence, huh? What an amazing fucking development that all these stupid motherfuckers who run these giant international corporations just happen to be, I don't know, investing heavily in something that people like Seamus Crawford think is worthless. So Seamus is smarter than, I don't know, everybody, right? Tesla, Exxon, everybody. You know what I mean? Nobody's smarter than you, right? Nobody's smarter than Pigger. Oh, you should buy it down to 2,000. Yeah, you should fucking buy it down to 2,000. Because I showed a chart earlier when it was at $15 and it dropped to $1. I guarantee you a bunch of people were freaking out. You know what I mean? Yeah, they're nerdy dorks, okay? But anybody that bought Bitcoin at $1, do you think they're crying at $20,000 Bitcoin? You know, you sit there and go, oh, I wish I could have bought fucking Bitcoin at $1. Oh man, I would have put $500 into it. One, you never would do that because you don't have those kind of balls. All those people that pretend this price is too high, this price is too low, I know what the price is, and I can tell from this number what this means. You're completely fucking full of shit. You're 100% full of shit. You read way too much fucking, you overread meaning into fucking the most simple fucking things. And the reason we do that is because all your decisions and all your opinions are free from fucking consequence. But that won't last forever. That will not last forever. And I look forward to the day that consequences come to you. But yes. Our buddies, our friends, our comrades in Russia are now going to be mining Bitcoin using flare gas, just like Exxon, just like Marathon Digital, just like the people mining Bitcoin everywhere else. So a much brighter future for big corporations than you think, regardless of what you think the price is or what you think the price ought to be, whether it's fair, whether it's high, whether it's low, no one fucking cares. And this no one cares attitude extends throughout the Bitcoin ecosystem. It's an ecosystem. What the fuck? What are we in a fucking jungle in South America? Okay, from the New York Times, what date was this? I don't know. This was recently. There's a 41-year-old guy, he's an English guy, he's not an American, who leads the Kraken crypto exchange. They sell a bunch of shitcoins, but they primarily they started selling Bitcoin. The 41-year-old who leads the crypto exchange Kraken has challenged the use of preferred pronouns, debated who can use racial slurs, and called women in the U.S. brainwashed, igniting a culture war amongst his more than 3,000 workers. The only CEO with an actual set of balls to call things as they are happens to be the CEO of Kraken, which is a crypto exchange. Now, I think all crypto is shit except for Bitcoin, but you get the point. Nobody, everyone else is woke as fuck. The only people who are anti-woke are Bitcoin people. The only people with money, with position, who are anti-woke openly are Bitcoin people. The rest of the fucking people, the elites, will do whatever the fuck it takes to maintain their position in the current system. But Bitcoin people are planning on something very, very different for the future. So whether or not you like us or don't like us, we really don't fucking care. You know what I mean? You can agree or you can disagree. I'm not trying to fucking sell you anything. I'm selling nothing. You know, have fun staying poor. I've said my worldview is the world is controlled by the US dollar. The US dollar is today a Federal Reserve note, which is a paper receipt issued by a bank owned by Jews that are directly related to the Rothschilds. Bitcoin is the best technology to destroy central banking worldwide. It was designed specifically to do that. I spend all of my time and all of my fucking resources accumulating as much Bitcoin as I can and trying to convince others to accumulate Bitcoin. That way you don't get stuck in hyperinflation. You don't get fucked. Now, if you don't like that message, you don't have to be here. You literally don't have to fucking be here. If you think there's some flaw in my reasoning that the Jews are suddenly going to come to Jesus and stop with the usury, and they're not going to print like fucking crazy, and they're not going to hyperinflate the currency in order to just fucking scrape the bottom of the barrel and take everything that they think is hidden. You know what I mean? Every precious item that you'll have to give up to fucking survive, that they'll fucking gobble up for fucking pennies on the dollar, like they've always done. If you think, no, they're not going to do that. They're going to come to their senses. They're not going to make us eat bugs, whatever. Listen, I'm not eating fucking bugs. You know what I mean? But you have U.S. dollars, and you're gonna be walking with the fucking wheelbarrow to the fucking Aldi's, only to find out that the Aldi's is closed because Reparations Day came early this year. You know what I mean? And there's no more food there, and they can't keep the store open, or they burned it down in honor of George Floyd, or what the next fucking worthless fucking dindu that gets his fucking, that takes the room temperature challenge, even though George Floyd fucking, whatever, they just put handcuffs on him and he croaked. So you run with that, man. You want to run with that. If you think, no, Spanish Hitler's going to come, Spanish Hitler's going to save us, and he's going to smack the fucking small hats and take the keys to the money printer and make every fucking Negro swim back to Africa with a Jew strapped to their fucking back. I don't know. Maybe your worldview is more rational than mine, but if the way I just explained it is accurate, I would say you're less rational than me. Nonetheless, I'm doing something that I think is important and worthwhile, and a lot of other people are doing it as well. So what else? Man, I was going to talk about like 10 other things. I can still got to talk about more stuff. What else? What else? No, I don't like that. I don't like this. There's a bunch of stuff I don't like. So yeah, no, I'm not gonna do that. Not gonna do that. Let's talk about this guy. Here, everybody knows him. Everybody's favorite, Mark Zuckerberg. This is what they're looking to get you to do. They're looking to get you to, aside from eat bugs, aside from live in the fucking pod, right? They're really trying to push this fucking thing called Meta. I mentioned last week that the chief information officer for the Meta company, or the Facebook company, is a former officer at Israeli Unit 8200, which is their Army cyber warfare unit. Here's a tweet from Mark Zuckerberg, who I do not follow, but I screenshotted it from a couple of days ago, showing some new prototype VR displays as part of our research to make the metaverse as realistic as the physical world. Need to solve challenges with retinal resolution, multiple focal depths, high dynamic range, and more. Then fit all that tech into devices that are lighter and thinner than anything that exists. We have the best teams in the world working on these problems. So they're literally looking to make a digital dream world for you to live in that's going to be more attractive than the shit world that they're creating around you. This technology, which they thought was ready 5 years ago, is still not ready and is not going to be ready 5 years from now. There's tons of problems with it. Nobody likes it, but they're 100% convinced it's going to work, and it's going to be a really long time and really expensive. And I don't know. I have no idea how they're going to mandate this like they mandated the COVID vaccine. But trust me, after they sink tens of billions or hundreds of billions into this fucking worthless piece of shit project, it will be years before they give up. But then they're not going to give up without a fight, because they're the elites and they're smarter than you. And you're gonna live. You're gonna eat the bugs, and you're gonna live in the pod. And you're gonna use the pronouns, and you're gonna pay reparations on George Floyd's birthday or Juneteenth. By the way, Juneteenth shirt. Celebrate diversity. There we go. Right. I hope you all celebrated Juneteenth by raping, robbing, shooting a cop, smoking weed. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what the proper Juneteenth celebrations are. You know what I mean? I'm a bit of a white guy in this. But leave your comments below how you celebrated Juneteenth on this wonderful, wonderful new federal holiday. Like I said, the stock market's closed because they don't want to see it fall on whatchamacallit, on Juneteenth. They really don't want that to fucking fall on that day. But they're going to, tomorrow it'll crash. Tomorrow it will help to crash. What's the summer got in front of us? Here's something. This was from a couple of weeks ago. What? 7 June. Where we are. We're already at the 20th. 2 weeks ago. Your government telling you, what they expect. And to be honest, it's likely I expect it as well. I absolutely expect this just as much. This has to do, of course, with the SCOTUS decision and, Chicago cops being unable to fucking police their own city. Homeland Security warns of mass casualty violence. That's Negroes shooting into a crowd in the coming months. Are those really mass shootings? Yeah, no, I don't. How you categorize that, how you how you categorize that matters. But yeah, you can expect, like I said, the Juneteenth celebration in Washington, D.C., you got 1 dead, cop shot, a bunch wounded. So, I mean, it doesn't take a crystal fucking ball to figure out what's going to happen. But, and this comes from the Daily Mail because no American newspaper will tell the truth about America. You have to read the British newspapers to find out what's going on in the U.S. And I guarantee the Brits have to read American newspapers to find out what's going on in the UK. That's how insane it is. You have to go read foreign newspapers in order to find out what's happening around the corner from where you live or down the block from where you live. That is how fucked you are. That is how absolutely stone fucked you are. Get rid of that. What else? Man, oh, this is just so much. It's all just other shit. No. I don't care about that. Climate meta. In the meantime, I talked about last week. I was talking about that guy who worked for Gulfstream and he worked on he worked on all these secret projects and stuff. And when I saw this is another thing that's not super new, but it makes me think, I wonder exactly what airplane these guys took to and from. This one made its way around Twitter, right? So some guy who supposedly let Jeffrey Epstein into the White House 7 times, and he was a family friend of the Clintons, found hanging from a tree with a shotgun blast to the chest. And people look at this and go, whoa, that's so obvious. Why would they do that? Well, one, the dudes that get on the airplanes that can go pull you out of your house, hang you in a tree, and then, just because they're told to do it, those guys are sometimes sick sons of bitches. And if they want to shoot you while you're hanging there, like you're a target on a shooting range, they're going to do that. And they know they're never going to get caught. And they know they're never going to face any fucking charges. So they'll do whatever the fuck they want to do. Are they completely psychopathic? Sure. Are they murderously insane? Absolutely. But stuff like this, when people go, well, that can't be true because no one would be that dumb. It's not a question of how dumb they are. They cannot be touched. None of these people who do this stuff can be touched. So they can do whatever the fuck they want to do, right? And, the family's going to release the files. The local coroner is going to say it was suicide. This is the world you live in. And you are not getting out of it anytime soon. You are not getting out anytime soon. So what you can do is you can just fire up the copium, bro. You know what I mean? This is what you got to do. You got to find a way to get through this. You got to tell yourself that somebody else is going to come rescue you. That there's nothing you need to do. That somehow somebody will solve all these complex problems, and you're going to be safe and happy, and nothing scary or bad will come near you or touch you because you're a good person and you only want what's best for the world and blah, 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 blah. But that is not how it has been going, and that's not how it's going to go in the future. So let me think about wrapping this up because we're coming up on 123. Let me think about wrapping this up. I'm going to go back to where was it? This. I will make my original point all over again. I will make my original point all over again, and that is this here. The Bitcoin ETF, the Bitcoin Exchange Traded Fund, which is due to launch tomorrow. That's right, kids. Do you hate Big James Crawford? This is just for you, especially for you. We're bringing it back. But we're going to tie it all together. An ETF is an exchange traded fund. There has been a Bitcoin ETF approved, but it is only to short Bitcoin. You can only short sell Bitcoin. You can use a new ETF allowing investors to short Bitcoin during harsh market conditions, enabling institutions to legally bet against the asset. I'm sure Seamus Crawford going right now. As soon as he sees the screen share, he's going to go run into the bedroom, dig underneath his bed, find that shoebox full of money. And his wife asks what he's doing. He's going to run down the street to open an account with ProShares. With all that cash he's been saving, all those $100 bills he's got stuffed into the mattress. And he'll just make a fortune short selling Bitcoin because he knows, and I expect him to come back next week telling us about how much profit he's made. And I expect him to come back the week after that and the week after that because he's 100% sure, he's absolutely certain of what the future is going to be with Bitcoin and that it's going down. So I expect for him to come back and gloat every fucking week or every month how much money he's made. And if you would, please throw up some screenshots, screen shares in the chat, showing how you cashed out, paid off your house early, put your kids through college, and funded your retirement, including the $850 a month for the she-bones, all by shorting Bitcoin. You let me know how that works out, okay? I will absolutely be looking forward to your contributions in the coming weeks. Like I said, institutions are now going to short Bitcoin. How long is this going to go on to? I don't know, but I'm going to use this as an opportunity to rebuild what I lost. I am a psychopath. I have a worldview that is very different from other people's worldviews. I don't give a fuck what the price is. I'm looking to regain what I lost. I can't get it back from being fucking scammed, but hey, you know what? I can rebuild because these motherfuckers are going to push Bitcoin down as low as it can possibly go. So every week, week after week, I will get more and more and more for my dollar, and I will be happy. The rest of you can eat bugs and live in the metaverse. You know what I mean? And Be careful when you go in the liquor store to steal shit because you may get bogus Hennessy, counterfeit Hennessy, which I don't know if that's an probably even worse act of racism than putting handcuffs on George Floyd. You know, maybe you could do this as the pick. You know what I mean? You can give like one of these to the brothers, to try and keep them from beating you down when you're going to Aldi or whatever. Like you're going to enjoy the diversity, the enrichment, and if the police don't solve your murder, oh wow, you know what I mean? That's just the price you got to pay for white privilege, bro. You know what I mean? That's that. So coming up on 127. By the way, this my buddy Judas Fly Chai. I'm eating a kosher burger with imitation cheese and a small cup of coleslaw. How about a dill pickle? How about you add a pickle to that? You know what I mean? Judas Fly Chai. Coleslaw without a pickle. How is that? You are very, very close to an imitation cheeseburger deluxe at a diner. My buddy from Not Kosher Certified app. I haven't seen him. He locked his account on Twitter and he's not posting on Gab anymore. I hope everything's cool. Hope everything's good. He's just taking a break or something like that. But kind of worries me when the accounts that I follow, I don't see them anymore. You know what I mean? Like I know Twitter fucks around and stuff, but this guy also used to post on Gab all the time, and now he's not posting on Gab. So fingers crossed, all is well with you, sir. Judas Fly Chai, base Persian mission guy. There's an egg in my burger. Putting an egg on a hamburger is called a Texas burger. Putting an egg on a burger. That's what it used to be called that's what it used to be called in diners up here in the Northeast. I don't know about the rest of the country, but that's what it used to be called. A Texas burger was a hamburger with a fried egg on top. So NKC guy, hope everything's well. Everything else is like whatever. Things are just going along. Things are just going along. But we're coming up on 90 minutes. I went through everything. My voice is going out on me. Happy Juneteenth. Happy George Floyd Day. Happy whatever. You know what I mean? Enjoy the diversity. And, I will see what happens. Never heard anyone call it a Texan burger. That's because you do not live in the sophisticated Northeast, sir. You live in the wilds, them dar hills of California. Judas Fly Chai, you're out there like Levi Strauss trying to fucking pan for gold in the hills of California, when here in the sophisticated East Coast cities, you would understand that putting a fried egg on a hamburger is in fact called a Texas burger. But you would not know that, sir. You would not know that unless you visited our fair part of the country. And hey, Norman Hobbs. He's like the hobo for content. Like if you drive a car or whatever, if you walk down the street in a big city, there's always some dude that's like, he's got his cup. He's like, hey, can you help me out? I'm homeless. I got no money because we'll work for food. This is fucking Norman in the chat. Like, we'll troll for content. He's like, I'll troll you for content, bro. I'll troll you if you give me some content. Like a fucking homeless guy on the fucking internet. That is, I'm not sure that there's anything sadder than that. I mean, there's probably stuff sadder than that, but right now, I can't think of what it is. My fucking tax dollars at work. Yeah. All right, an hour and a half, nonstop. I hit everything I wanted to hit. I'm pretty sure everything else is just mostly bullshit. Unimportant stuff. And hopefully, whatever. We'll see what happens this coming week. But expect stock market meltdown for the rest of the year. Expect it to bring everything else down. Expect it to drive people absolutely fucking crazy. And keep your head and don't buy into it. You know what I mean? And protect yourself and those you care about. And I'll talk to you guys next week.